Hi everyone, Megan Koval here, your trusted pathfinder. I am so excited to share some big news with you guys. I have my first book, Color Your Calling. Yay! And today's video is going to walk you guys through what this book is, the story of why I started it in the first place, and how it can really help you along your path of starting your business or just clarifying your aim, finding your purpose, understanding your vision, and how you can serve others in the world today. So before we dive into the book, I thought I'd just read to you guys the back of Color Your Calling and who it's actually for and how it inspires everyone. So the back of the book, the whole premise says that your greatest expedition starts within. More than a coloring book, Color Your Calling clarifies your path to success by providing introspective prompts to make your ideal pursuits a colorful reality. Color Your Calling not only allows you to bring vibrancy and creativity back to your path, but it also awakens your childlike wonder to channel your calling. Using creative mindfulness and strategic prompts, this guidebook invites you to contemplate, color, and clarify your pursuits in order to prosper from your full potential. Having this clarity results in an awakened advantage to communicate to the world at large, one which prioritizes inner peace to propel external actions, increasing your reputation, business opportunities, and impact by being unapologetically yourself. Pretty cool, right? So this book actually came at a really interesting time in my career. It was over a year ago, and I had just quit my 9-to-5 corporate job where I had helped big companies, corporations, big brands like Nike, NBC Universal, and even startups and founders, helping them clarify their story, their path, their vision, their purpose, all of these juicy things that you're going to see that's in this book. And I realized as I was in this career and on this path, I didn't know what my own path was. I didn't have my story articulated, my purpose, my vision, all of these things that I was helping companies do on a daily basis. I didn't realize to ever do the same thing to myself, to really unlock what my truth is and how I can serve others in the world based on my values that lie within, right? So aligning my internal values with my external actions. It really didn't feel like they were in sync. And so I went AWOL. I left the corporate world and I really started to ask myself these big questions. You know, if I don't feel like I'm fulfilled on this path, you know, it looks like I have the perfect resume. I went on this path that I thought was the right thing to do, but it wasn't feeling right for me internally. And so I didn't have a game plan. I left and I announced, you know, I'm going to find my truth and my purpose and my calling and really understand what that looks like for my next chapter. And I'm here in New York City and worked in New York for years. So I wanted to maintain a little bit of a similar routine of getting up in the morning, showering, getting outside, even though I didn't have a game plan. So I would walk my partner to work every morning. I would walk him through Central Park and drop him off. And I would sit on a bench and I would just journal. Every morning after dropping him off, I would open up that journal and just start asking myself these questions, but reflecting on what was happening in the world around me. Because let's be honest, the first thing I wanted to do when I went AWOL is buy a plane ticket somewhere and just get the heck out of the city and not think about anything. But I couldn't do that at this moment. So instead what I decided to do was venture within. You know, I asked myself, what would really happen if I took myself on this inward expedition, used all of my wanderlust cues to ask myself, what would it look like for me to venture within? So here I was on this bench, coloring for the first time in years and doodling while I would ask myself these questions. And I'll show you guys, I actually have some of the originals. That's pretty funny. I would be just sitting on the park bench. You can see them, here's a compass. And I realized, you know, if I'm here out in the wild, I need to understand what is my North Star, what is my compass, what are going to be these values that guide me on a daily basis. I would look up in Central Park and I'd see a hawk soaring by, a beautiful hawk, and I realized what does the spirit animal of the hawk represent? It's the power of perspective, being able to see our path in the entirety. So I started drawing hawk in the shape of a plane, right? And really asking myself, what would it look like for me to have this one-way dream vision ticket that this hawk could take me on for the rest of my life. And so this just gives you a little bit of teasers of what is inside Now Color Your Calling that came from me just sitting on a bench and doodling, that I now realize is creative mindfulness, meditative techniques to allow myself to channel within, drop my ego, and clarify my path. And the whole concept of creativity is really fascinating to me because it was something that was suppressed in myself for years, that I didn't realize if I just acted like a child again, used my childlike wonder, it would open up so many opportunities for me to be able to clarify my path, me to be able to become curious again and see the world with new eyes. And it's something that I think a lot of us don't spend as much time as we should to really understand what that path looks like. So that's the intention of this book, to really let you just sit down with yourself and reflect at whatever time you choose. I know some people like to use the mornings or the evenings, but really making sure that you have that repetition and that you use this on a daily or weekly basis. So it has 4 chapters, and the 4 chapters take you on this expedition. So the first one, like I said, when I saw that beautiful hawk in Central Park, I realized the first thing that I need to have is a vision. Know what success looks like for me moving forward, because I was completely unclear. I knew I had gone AWOL because I knew I had these stories that I was telling myself that were hindering my potential. So that's why I went off my beaten path to unlock what my next daring pursuit could look like. So I knew that my first step is to acquire this vision statement. You know, what do I want to achieve? And then work backwards from there. So then the second chapter, now that you know where you want to go, you have your plane ticket, now we pack your bags. And this is all of those branding tools and strategic prompts and exercises I was using with big companies for years that I had never knew you can apply on individuals. And so these are all those strategic prompts that are creatively used as branding tools. And they're called camera, map, compass, canteen, matches, sweets. One of my favorite, the apple, because like your doctor says, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And I believe that the apples on this path are affirmations. So an affirmation a day keeps the apprehension away, right? So you can understand this grandiose vision of where you want to go, what that looks like. You can pack your bags, but you're not going to get anywhere if you don't have the right mindset, right? If you don't have those affirmations and those positive self-statements of reflection and positivity to keep you going on this path. So that's the second chapter. And then the third chapter, when you're all packed, is discovering your purpose, right? So this is when you're ready to actually go on that expedition and start heading on your path. And this is when you articulate your why. You know, if you packed your bags, you know what success looks like. Why does that matter in the first place? Why is that something that you know that you want to have for the rest of your life? And when you're able to answer that, that's when you're able to plant your purpose. And this is when really the sharing of your brand starts to happen. This is when you can put those seeds on the path that you've started to carve, and others can follow you on this venture along with you. So this is when you can cultivate your own path and build your brand. And a lot of people start at this step of building their brand and moving from there and externalizing so much of their brand without doing all of this mindfulness techniques, all of this introspective work that takes a lot of time and takes a lot of bravery and courage and vulnerability to really dig really deep down to understand, what do I want to articulate into the world? Who do I want to serve? How am I going to serve? To then prosper from my full potential. And so that's really what Color Your Calling is about. So I'll take you back to that bench that I was at in Central Park. Every morning I would be coloring and I didn't expect anything. I call it bench time. I didn't expect anything from this 30 minutes or hour of my time. I just wanted myself to explore. And coming from that moment of exploration, I was able to build offerings that allow me to prosper along this path based on my true and full potential. Right? So my internal motivations now truly feel aligned with my external actions. So what you'll see on this page is a few other videos where I walk you guys through each of the chapters and give tutorials where you guys can color along and really understand how to be articulating your internal motivations to then build your external brand. So I can't wait for you guys to follow along. Thank you so much for listening to this introduction of Color Your Calling. And I can't wait to have you guys follow this journey. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be, as I said before, having weekly tips, videos that you'll be notified then when you're subscribed. All right, wild ones, that's all for now.